Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Tanya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now a captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the Reggae girls out there. They ain't believing us. John did. Reggae girls, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there, World Cup. Sedella Marley, number love. Bless up from DJ Campbell.
And I'm representing for the Reggae girls. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sedella, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the Reggae girls do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best Davis. Take it away.
My Talowers, how are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. Before I forget my manners, massive thank you to my Talowers out there. I put a request in my community tab and you guys did not disappoint me. You never disappoint me. You gave me my wishes. Subsequently, the knock-on effect of that is I am here with another live stream on a wonderful Friday evening. If you're making your way home from work or any personal activities, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed, because walking through your doors is a underrated blessing. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if you guys celebrate Valentine's Day, but to my Talowers, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for showing me love over the years, and I do pray that you continue to rock with me for however long I choose to give you a live stream. Tomorrow isn't promised, so I'm not going to put a date on it, but I do hope that I'm here for a long run. All right, so tonight we're going to be keeping it short and sweet, not because of the special day, but because of timing. We're kind of pressed, myself and the team. Before I forget, a massive shout out to the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club. If you don't know about them, I don't know what to tell you. You must be living under a rock. Do head over to the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club on social media. So that is over on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, and also on Instagram as well. And kindly click that like button. Also click that follow button. It does not cost you a penny. Go ahead and hit the like button on tonight's live stream if you haven't done so. And if you're new to my channel, I do hope that tonight won't be the last. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button on my channel and also over on the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club. I do have two of the lads from the Supporters Clubs who will be joining me. You must be familiar with one of their faces. That is Mr. Jeremy Lee. And I'm very privileged to be having a debut on my channel. I'm pretty sure it's a debut. I don't think he's been on my channel before. But if he has, clearly I must have some sort of short-term memory. I do apologize. So let me just go ahead and bring on my lovely panelists. It is Mr. Jeremy Lee and also Mr. Siobhan. How are you, lads?
Hi, I'm doing great, Crystal. Thanks for having me. Privileged to be here. The debut, I'm hoping you're talking about Jeremy and not me, because I've been on the show before.
Have you been here before? I am so sorry. You see, short-term memory. I
have. But it's been a while, though. It's been a while. Actually, I haven't been on much shows that much. But it's great to be here. I know that you're probably the biggest supporters of the Reggae Girls. So what you do and the message that you spread for the girls, it's really appreciated.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And my apologies. Memory clearly isn't that great, so I do apologize. And I'm glad that you're back, and hopefully tonight won't be your last. And Mr. Lee, Mr. Jeremy Lee, sir, I think you are on mute, but you're definitely no stranger to the channel. How are you? Let's see if I can unmute you. There we
I think
go.
it was yeah. I'm good now.
Yes, you're perfect.
Yeah, Siobhan. Yeah, big up yourself, Siobhan. Yeah, I never remember you. I never remember seeing you you on the show. But back to Crystal. I gotta give it to her. I've heard a lot of guys say she's the reason why they start off to watch female football. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm pushing her out there to keep on doing your thing. Don't get discouraged. You have a band of brothers behind you. And what we try to do is to get female who think like you, you know, in the game. Right, Siobhan? So
Yeah,
enough respect to you, Crystal, and keep fighting.
Thank you.
because as you mentioned, a lot of persons, because I think the Reggae Girls has been the most successful team in our football, and I think a lot of that was underrated. So what you've done for the local aspect of Jamaicans, you've brought that sense of admiration to the persons know that hey, it's not just the boys, the
Yep.
females as well. The females have the love as well. And honestly, if it wasn't for someone like you, Crystal, the YouTube space would just be crowded with the reggae boys, reggae boys, reggae boys.
Yep. Yep. So we do, you know, we have lots of respect for you, Mama. Lots of respect for you, you know?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. You guys have just completely melted my heart. Like, I really do appreciate your warm words. Honest to God, like, it's so weird. Like, God works in mysterious ways because every time I feel like just giving up, because I'm like, sometimes the circle, in terms of the YouTube circle, just becomes very toxic. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this no more because it's just mentally draining. I mean, you guys know what it's like when you love your team. It's even different when it's your country because the emotions is raw. Like, you know, it can become a bit emotionally burdensome at times. And at times I have definitely said to myself, look, I can't do this no more. I mean, even back in October to November, I had a call with someone at the Jamaica Football Federation. I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna do this no more. I don't think I'm gonna pick up the
Yeah.
phone no more because it's too much for me. Honest to God, and it's so funny that it was someone at the Jamaica Football Federation that was just like, no, don't stop talking about them, take a break, and then come back. I kid you not, that was someone from the Jamaica Football Federation. Make of that what you will. I know we all have our personal opinion, but the fact
Yeah.
that internally is telling me, no, don't stop. And I'm not one to always say negative or positive things about the federation. I try to be objective, but as I said, make of that what you will. Someone internally saying no, continue. Yeah, it's as I said, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and then to have you guys again backing me and just echoing that support, I definitely appreciate it. So thank you guys for taking in my content, and yeah, I really appreciate your support. Hit the like button, guys. Please don't make me have to beg you. Also hit the like button if you're watching over on the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. Right, so before we close off on the show, it's only right that we do place those flowers firmly at the feet of the Jamaica Football Federation. I'm sure you guys would have seen the recent recruitment, and I think this is the first time in a very long time where I am just smiling from ear to ear. And I'm just happy to see what the Jamaica Football Federation are doing pertaining to their recent recruitment. I say recent recruitment, one of the ladies that
You
I
take
will
your
be
time.
one of the ladies that I will be talking about tonight isn't a new employee, but I think it makes sense to also highlight her. So we will be talking about Miss Avery Campbell, Miss Crystal Waters, and also Miss Tanya Lee Perkins. I'm sure you guys will have seen their name floating around the air. So we are going to be talking about them again before the show closes off. But for me, massive thumbs up to the Jamaica Football Federation for obvious reasons. I remember when I first started covering the Reggae Girls, these are some of the things that I say we, I'm talking in third person. These are some of the things that I wanted to see the federation do in terms of their recruitment and so on. And I'm sure other people, the 12th man in the comment section, people who are silently watching the lads on screen, probably share similar sentiments. And I'm talking about the varied demographics there. I will be bringing up the press release, and you would have seen my thumbnail. My thumbnail does speak for itself. Yes, they've gone ahead and they've recruited young, energized women. More importantly, Black women. And I'm going to say, yes, more importantly, Black women, because in football, I don't know about Jamaica, but definitely in the UK, in England, we are massively underrepresented. We're not treated well. We're not treated fairly. People do tend to walk over us. There's a massive gap in inequality pertaining to how women are treated in football in comparison to our male counterparts, and it's even more heartbreaking and shattering when it comes to Black women. So I'm a massive fan of what the Jamaica Football Federation have done in terms of their recruitment there for Miss Campbell, Miss Waters, and also Miss Lee Perkins on bringing them into the fold. And I do want to wish them the very best of luck. Before I get into the press releases there for Miss Avery Campbell and also Miss Tanya Lee Perkins. Just for clarity, Miss Crystal Waters, she is the Reggae Girls team manager, all right? And she's been around for some time, but as I said, it does make sense since we're talking about the ladies, it makes sense to talk about her as well. But before I continue, how you guys feel about the JFF's girl power that they're giving to us recently?
Well, personally, firstly, I just want to congratulate Avery and Tanya Lee. Avery, I first saw her with her work that she did with the JPL, and just by going to the events, going to the games, you can see the impact in which she has had on the JPL. Um, Recently, the games that we had with Trinidad, she was a massive, massive help with us in ensuring that the second stream, she did something that I never thought would be possible. She helped us massively. I won't say what it is, but she gave us a go ahead to do something that I never thought that would be possible. So I know there are a lot of persons who may doubt her because they're unaware who she may be, but believe me, she is someone that you can put your trust in. And in the marketing aspect, she has already started working immensely. Tanya Lee, you guys should know her. She has been someone that's been I think she's representative for both Damian Lowe and Andre Blake, if I'm not
Mhm.
if I'm correct.
Correct. Correct.
And you can see what she has the deals in which she has been able to pull for those two individuals respectively. So these two individuals are not someone, they're not, again, they're persons who may not know them, but believe me when I say these are two very competent individuals, and they have all my respect, all my love, and I wish them all the best going forward. And well, Avery herself knows that she can reach out to me for anything. I'm a phone call or a message away, and I'll be able to assist her in anything because I know where her mind is, and I can tell with her going forward, it will be great. And for Chrissy, whatever you call her, she has been instrumental. She has been there through the hard times. She has been in the boxing ring when the reggae girls were going through it. She has been getting the punches left, right, and center. But she has stood tall, and now she can hold her hand up and said, "Yeah, she's actually the team manager for the reggae girls."
Hmm.
She is really, you can, again, guys, you don't just follow the men's team, the women's team. When you're around them, you can see what Crystal has been doing. So don't doubt her. Well, Crystal here can attest to everything I'm saying.
And now I
She,
agree. That's why I'm letting you talk. I'm like, you're basically just, I don't need to do nothing. You're doing my job for me, making it easier for me. So
you,
continue.
she's someone that the all three individuals, I think they can do well, not just for the female team, but also for the men's team as well. Because even Crystal, even though she is the team manager, she the women's team manager, she actually goes out for the men as well. So all three individuals, guys, I would say Just look out for it. The work is already being put in. And believe me, you guys have not seen anything yet. Trust me. Just wait until they hit the ground running, and I can assure you guys will be pleased.
Absolutely. So to bring you, just to add a bit of meat to the bones of what Shravana said, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the press release for both of those announcements there, just to refresh our memories and also to bring us all on the same page. I'm wary that some of you are probably missed the press releases there pertaining to Miss Campbell and Miss Lee Perkins when they were appointed some weeks back for the JFF, right? So we're just gonna brush over those two press releases there, and then we're going to continue with the conversation regarding the trio of JFF women. So you should be able to see the press release on the screen in front of you. Don't worry, I do have you covered, I should say, bit of a tongue twister. Let me go ahead and give that a read there for you guys. This one does say here, the Jamaica Football Federation would like to officially announce Avery Campbell as the new marketing manager of the Jamaica Football Federation. Campbell carries a wealth of knowledge and experience to the role, as she played a role as an executive in the Professional Football Jamaica Limited, that is the PFJL, as sponsorship and execution. Is that what it says? Manager for
Execution manager for 3 years. Yeah.
For 3 years. Campbell will be responsible for overseeing the marketing operations of the JFF liaison with sponsors, marketing agencies, 876 Stream. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with 876 Stream. I feel like I need to make this a little bit bigger, but I'll continue. C11 Media and the fan supporters groups. Biggest fan supporter group for the Jamaica football teams, I would say, is Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club. There is no other bigger than that particular club right there. Willing to debate with anyone, but I'm pretty sure that I stand correctly. As I do want to continue, it also completes that press release there by saying, as she seeks to extend the reach of JFF and position the JFF football brand, General Secretary of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Dennis Chung, welcomes Campbell to the JFF. And Mr. Chung stated, "We are looking forward to having Miss Avery join the team. We are confident that her expertise will be an asset to the Jamaica Football Federation in terms of building more sponsors, networking, and also raising capital and revenue for the Federation. She has a proven track record in this area, and we feel she will be a benefit to all our national teams." And let me go ahead and read the press release there for Tanya Lee Perkins. Hope you guys are still with me. I can't see the lads on my screen, and I can't see you guys in the comment section.
No, man, I'm here.
Thank you. I'm looking at a separate tab. The writing is so fine, but I'm gonna just continue with what's on screen in front of me. And in terms of Tanya Lee Perkins, you can see there in bold, appointed JFF ambassador. A little bit of a background information similar to Miss Avery Campbell when it comes to Tanya Lee Perkins. Just to remind you all, I did do a separate video some months back now, I think, on Tanya Lee Perkins, and basically just giving her the flowers that she deserves, similar to what Siobhan did, touched on the fact that, you know, she's managing the likes of our vice captain and captain, that is Damian Lowe, and also Andre Blake as well, where the senior men's football team is concerned. And she's also taking charge of Jaden Hibbert. You can go ahead and rewatch that video in your own time. So pertaining to the press release, it does say here, the Jamaica Football Federation has proudly announced the appointment of Tanya Lee Perkins as an ambassador, marking a pivotal step in strengthening the team's connections with stakeholders and sponsors. I feel like this is something that it's so like delightful to see the Jamaica Football Federation speak with these type of language, because I feel like they haven't done it before in the past.
The transparency.
Yeah, we haven't really been privy to these type of information. So again, people probably watching and saying, so what? That's what they're supposed to do. Yes, I do agree. But I'm a massive believer in, if someone is doing something positive, then you should always let them know, because what you do want to do is encourage them to do more of the same. All right. And it does say here, Tanya Lee Perkins, a trailblazer in sports marketing and athlete management, brings a proven track record to this role. A founder and head of Leap Marketing, she has managed the brand of elite athletes across football, track and field, and motorsports with her roster over the years, including Reggae Boys captain Andre Blake, formerly vice president marketing at Sports Max. Tanya led campaigns across 31 countries, establishing the network as the region's most watched sports channel. She also directed marketing efforts for global parties such as the English Premier League, the UEFA Champions League, NBA, FIFA World Cups 2010, 2014, and 2018, as well as the Olympics. As an ambassador, Tanya will assist in driving sponsorship and funding for the JFF while strengthening relationships with stakeholders and supporters. Her commitment to community development is reflected in initiatives like Andre Blake's Goalkeeper Clinic and Damien's Low annual Christmas treats. In order to serve as a JFF ambassador, Miss Tanya Lee Perkins stated, I am passionate about football and committed to helping the teams as they prepare for the various qualifying campaigns. General Secretary of the JFF, Mr. Dennis Chung, he chimed in and he stated, we are thrilled to welcome Miss Tanya as an ambassador as we take another step in strengthening relationships with our stakeholders. We are confident her expertise in marketing, sponsorship, and public relations will elevate the JFF brand and inspire greater support for fans and sponsors alike. We also heard from Mr. Michael Ricketts. Mr. Michael Ricketts is the president of the JFF. He also expressed elation to the announcement. He stated, we are confident that Ms. Tanya will be an asset to the Federation. She carries a wealth of knowledge and experience in craft and trust that her skill sets will lead to further growth and success in the area of sponsorship and engagement. I think that's a beautiful way to end on, because sorry, I don't want to be a little bit of a negative Nancy, but it's very rare that we hear maybe they say it behind closed doors, but publicly we've not been privy, or let me speak for myself, I've not been privy to hearing the likes of Mr. Ricketts talk about assets. We always talk about, when we talk about assets, I always relate it to the senior reggae girls, right? Because, back-to-back World Cup qualification, round of 16. So I see them as the number one asset to our football. So it's great to hear Mr. Michael Ricketts talk about assets, seeing Tanya Lee Perkins as an asset, talking about her wealth of knowledge, her experience. I think he's saying all the right words, and I do believe what's been said. Because in relation to who it's being said about, again, touching on things like further growth and success in the area of sponsorship and engagement. How excited are you guys pertaining to these two recruitments?
Well, for me, as mentioned, I'm just looking forward for the continuance of the work that I've seen them do over the past couple of years. Again, I know what they can do. So in regarding to Avery, Avery, as mentioned, Avery has been instrumental in the growth of the JPL. As you can see, in regards to as we can see how popular the JPL has become. We even saw a video recently where there was someone from even Australia ranking the JPL as the most entertaining league for them. I know a lot of persons would disagree, but if you look at from that marketing aspect, look at what they've done in promoting the games, getting the games out to persons overseas, having persons being more aware of some of the work. So it's just hard to me to say on hand, but a lot of the work in which they have done, you have to give them the respect for that, and just look forward for it going forward.
And even just piggybacking off what you said, even the things like I'm sure she would have done during her 3-year career with the Jamaica Premier League, focusing on things like fan engagement, ensuring that the 12th man enjoy football. These are some of the things that we don't usually put in the same sentence when we're talking about Jamaica football and the 12th man. So she definitely has the experience of delivering upon what the fans want and what the
and
fans.
also from a commercial aspect, how many we've seen now, the amount of different sponsors that have come on board for the JPL, to we're at a point where now almost every team is sponsored by a different company, and then we each team have a different company. So you have to give, before then you would hear that sponsors, they are unable to locate sponsors, unable to gain interest, but no, you
Yeah.
don't really hear that much anymore. So that's part of some of the that's part of our previous portfolio. So again, there's many more. Miss Tanya Lee, I mean, what the media, the press release said it all. She was the vice president at Sportsmax. She's the head of lead marketing. We've seen the whole work. So um, just imagine that being done now to a brand like the JFF, Jamaican. Well, not just the JFF, reggae football. I call it reggae football because when you look at even an Adidas, Adidas at the time when Adidas came on board, Jamaica wasn't any hot bird in a footballing term, but they still came on board. So just imagine going forward the amount of attention that's going to be grabbed now with their XOC. So I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be positive for me.
I definitely agree with you. I'm gonna touch on some more stuff to do with Tanya Lee. But before I do that, just backtracking on Avery Campbell there. Again, I think it's important for us to realize that she must have an abundance of quality, because it's no secret that the JFF had hunted her. So I don't think the JFF are going to go out of their way to headhunt someone if they don't feel that they tick the necessary criteria pertaining to what they're searching for. And as I said, she does have those qualities that naturally you're looking for pertaining to marketing. I think sometimes in football, maybe not necessarily where the JFF are concerned, but maybe you can even look at your club team. Your club might recruit a marketing manager, but the marketing manager perhaps isn't best suited to the role because they probably don't really know much about football. At least you can say with someone like a Miss Avery Campbell, you can say, look, she has 3 years under her belt working with Jamaica Premier League, the top tier of Premier League football on the island. She's also received training along the way in her previous role. She's also received training through CONCACAF. So clearly, she has that natural desire to want to upskill herself. And again, upskilling is something that I've spoken about on separate live streams. Like, it doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are in terms of trying to maintain your relevance in your field. You should always be open-minded to want to upskill yourself. And clearly, she seems like she's that type of person. I think for us, we do need to give her support as you would with a Tanya Lee Perkins. I think, we need to allow both women to get settled. It's probably going to take some time for them to settle and assess the situation for what it is. And we also, I think for me, for the JFF, I would love for the JFF to give both of these ladies the license to roam. In particularly, Miss Avery Campbell. I think for her role, she needs to be given the license to roll. In terms of having that freedom to make those decisions and in order to implement her vision. I think if she isn't given the license to roam, I can't really see how she would be of tremendous benefit to the federation. I'm sure that they're going to be doing that anyways, but for me, again, the fact that she's come in, young black woman, working for the Jamaica Football Federation, massive thumbs up. The bigger picture here, we all know that football is a male-dominated industry. But I think Avery's success, I think that is going to total out to further progression for more women wanting to come and work in football. I think if she is successful, and I do trust that she will be successful, I think it will be a reminder to the Jamaica Football Federation that, hey, look, women can work in football, and we've seen where the women's team is concerned pertaining to Mr. Della Marley. Who knows? Women might just be the secret weapon to getting us to be better where football is concerned, not just on the field of play, qualifying for back-to-back World Cups, but even polishing up where the branding is concerned. You heard Siobhan spoke not too long ago, dare I say, and I don't want to get too carried away, but maybe with a Tanya Lee Perkins coming on board, maybe at some point we can say, gone are the days where sponsors don't want to listen to us. Gone are the days where sponsors don't want to buy into whatever is being sold to them. So one of my concerns with Miss Avery Campbell, I would love for the fact that, again, that she is able to express herself, and I would like to think that the fact that they've headhunted her, that age won't be a restriction. I hope that her age won't be a restriction for her to spread her wings and achieve great things. And in terms of Tanya Lee, Miss Tanya Lee, again, piggybacking before I forget, piggybacking off what Siobhan said, let's go ahead and bring something up on screen. I might have to leave my main screen quickly. I'm going to sound like a bit of a broken record. I'm just going to touch on just so you guys can understand Miss Tanya Lee and what she's all about, and how big of a catch she is for the Jamaica Football Federation, right? So I'm gonna change my tab very quickly. We're gonna look at two posts over on Instagram. They're dated. You should be looking at a post in front of you of Jaden Hibbert, I think the youngest in charge, and this is wonderful. He is being marketed by Miss Tanya Lee, and the post read for itself. It says here, my first brand ambassador deal. I am thrilled to announce that I am the first track and field brand ambassador for KFC Jamaica. In Jamaica, KFC is always my go-to spot when I arrive in Jamaica. So this is a big deal. Big up. A big thank you to Tanya Lee and Leap Marketing. #Dream Team KFC. Big deal. Just the beginning. And I think the reason why I wanted to share this with you is because I think it's quite jaw-dropping to know that Jamaica, I mean, you guys don't need me telling you, we have an abundance of athletes, track and field athletes over the years, successful track and field athletes. And the fact that young Jaden Hibbert has just stepped up and he has become the first track and field brand ambassador for KFC Jamaica, I think that is clearly a massive testimony to Tanya Lee and all her hard work. And I think that's an indication of her being able to think differently, being able to think outside of the box, and more importantly, being able to walk into that room, boss it, and get the job done. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys in terms of Tanya Lee being able to get the job done. Another sport that she has put her foot in. You should be able to see this one on screen with another one of her clients. This time we're looking at motorsports, and this quote here says, "Cheers to another successful pairing with an important message. Drink and drive responsibly." With her client, and you can see there on the car, the motor car, you can see Heineken, right? So to go into motorsport where we're not exactly known for motorsport, and to get a sponsorship for your client, you can clearly see that Heineken Zero, the Drive Responsibly, sponsors her athletes. I think that's a massive indication into who Tanya Lee is and what she is capable of achieving. Issa Allen says, who knows Tanya Lee outside of Jamaica? I think it depends on how deep you are in your sports. I think it depends on how deep you are in sports, but I don't know every single person that markets their athletes within whichever country that you can think of, so be it the United States or the United Kingdom. I will say that we are very fortunate to have her, though. Again, sports is massively male dominated, maybe not so much in athletics, but more certainly in in football. So I definitely think that we should be feeling the privilege of having someone like your Tanya Lee on board. And I do think that she has all the assets, the attributes in her arsenal to go ahead and get us those all important deals as our ambassador. What do you make of that, Siobhan and Mr. Lee?
Well, yeah, for Tanya Lee, I can't really say much for the knowledge of her being persons knowing her outside of Jamaica, but I think the press release did mention it. She in working for Sportsmax, being the vice president in 31 different territories. So I think that is enough. I'm not sure if Issa meant like on a global standpoint in America, Europe, but I've seen where she's done work in America. I've seen where she's done work with the Reggae Girls as well when they were in Europe, even during the World Cup as well. So, but for me, again, I don't know what more to say. Chris, I think I think both addition to the JFF, I think it has a big positive. So for me, it's all well. I'm just looking forward just for them to continue the work that they've been doing and to see how well they can have the JFF brand get even bigger.
Agreed. Mr. Lee, anything that you'd like to add?
You're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, my way you.
Yeah, okay, I was mute. So I want to back this up a bit first. We got to give it to the JFF again, and Mr. Chung for going out and hiring these ladies, right? So it's a balance. The female team can feel comfortable going to these ladies. You got to give it to them because one of them had said, I forgot her name. She said the JFF sought after her. They came, they identify her and say you know. So we've got to give it to them. Actually, I heard Cranky call out, and Mr. Chung. It's the same people that they are, what you call it, recycling, right? And to see them go for different people, right? And people that everybody feels so good about these ladies. So yeah, I think it's a good look, and I think that these ladies have what it takes to move the JFF in a better direction. Go ahead, Siobhan.
Yeah, that's true. And as Simon has pointed out, um, as of late, we've had a good amount of females representing in the sporting aspect. Um, the, but Chris said that she'd keep the women's Premier League information for her next show. But for me, I just want to see before beating. As you know, we Jamaicans we like to beat before we see anything happen. Before I like to criticize anyone, I would like to just see the work that they're doing. Um, what makes it even better is because I know what they can do. So I just want to see how that is going, and
Yeah.
then we can move on from there. And as what Jeremy said, we have to give the JFF credit because we have been calling for changes to be made within the JFF. They are doing it. So I think it's just right that we just allow them to do the work that they've been tasked with.
Yeah. Yeah, and so but let's back it up again. What he was saying, right? The same people keep on, recycling and the same result. And also they gotta give it to Mr. Chung and whoever is going out and recruiting these females or recruiting these people. I don't care who you are, right? But as long as you come in and make a difference, not the same old, right? And I've seen where things have changed, right? I've seen where Manny's man gone in and he's doing, I'm not sure what he's doing, but I think whatever he's doing is making a difference,
He's
right?
the team manager.
Yeah, team manager. And I think I can see the changes coming, right? So I beat Mr. Chung a lot, but I have to give him some respect in this. I have to give him some credit in this. I see changes they're making. I see they're going on and identify people and bringing them in instead of bringing in the same old people doing the same thing, same result. So
kudos JFF. You know, I see you guys are stepping up. No, they're not paying me a dime, nickel, or a penny, but you gotta give them credit when it's deserved.
And you know how it goes. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.